Hi guys, Steve here. I hope you're all doing well, and I kind of wanted to jump on here to do a little video and share with you a little bit of what I've been thinking and what I've been learning, even in these times of the coronavirus. Maybe you, like me, you're stuck at home. We find ourselves in crazy times. Universities are closing and going online. Schools are closed. Businesses are closed, all because of this virus, and it's a time like we've never seen before. It can be scary, and I've just been thinking about where can we find hope, and obviously it's going to be in God. And I thought I'd share with you a little bit, even through video. This is a test. I'm trying to find ways, how can we best encourage each other, maybe engage with some of these ideas. And one of the ones I've been thinking about for a while now came from this book. This is Paul Tripp's New Morning Mercies, a great daily devotional. And he wrote this one on November 5th. So I've been thinking about this one for a while. I've loved it for the last few months, obviously. And how does it even apply to us today as we've entered into a kind of a strange and hard time? And he's speaking about the things that God has put in our lives and how they're meant to point to Him and remind us of Him, the one who can give us life. He says this: all the good and glorious created things that God puts in our lives are things He has designed and placed there to point us to the only place where life can ever be found, in Him. All created things are signs that point us to what can be found in Him. You know how this works from driving around or from taking a trip. A sign in the road points to a thing, but the sign is not the thing. You've all probably experienced this, maybe even driving into Colorado. You drive in and what do you see? You see always those big brown signs that say, "Welcome to colorful Colorado." The signs in and of themselves are not colorful Colorado, obviously, but they point to the fact that you're entering this colorful state. And that's how so many of the things around us are. We can be tempted to find life in them, even the good things, but that's not why they're there. They're meant to point us to the only place life can be found. And I've been trying to think about all the things that are around us that we can see, or even maybe develop the discipline to see, that point to God and allow us to be thankful to Him for them. I had a verse I wanted to share with you guys. It comes from the beginning of Colossians 1. I'm going to read 16 and 17. It says, "For by Him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through Him and for Him." All the things that we see point to God. They were created by Him. Even here, they point to Christ. They were created for Him. And so anytime we see anything, we can be reminded of God, anything that He's put there, and He's put it all there. Even the smallest things. Even we've been talking about faith and work at church, and I've been thinking about what it means to finish something. Maybe it's something small, like I finished an exam, or finish something that I'm studying, or finish a Bible study that I'm preparing. I've finished it. God is a God who finishes things. After He created the earth, He finished it and He rested. Or Jesus on the cross, He said, "It is finished." God is a God who finishes. And as I even finish something small, it can point to Him. I can remember what He's finished and be thankful to Him. Everything can be that way. So how do we find it even in a time of the coronavirus? Like I said, maybe you're stuck at home like I am. And just a little while ago, I heard my son bouncing the basketball in the front yard on the driveway. And I was reminded of him, just the gift of him and how he loves to play basketball, or even my whole family as we've been hanging out together. Maybe my youngest does something funny and it's just cute and we engage together on it. And I see that that's a great thing. That in and of itself can't give me life. If I depend on it for it, it won't do it, but it can point me to God. And I just invite you guys to maybe engage on this with me. Look around. What are the good things that you can see that point to God? One more verse I want to share is James 1:17, just like Colossians, that first chapter. In verse 17, it says, this is a very famous verse: "Every good and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change." All of it, every good thing you see around you has come from Him, and it points to Him. And as we recognize that, we can be thankful to Him. And one of the awesome things about the end of this is it says of God, there is no variation or shadow due to change. A shadow changes. They change all the time, right? But God doesn't. He's still on his throne, and everything about us that's true in him is still true. Even in the midst of a trial like the coronavirus, we're still loved. We're still his children. No matter what, he will never leave us or forsake us. He doesn't change. So as we see these things in his word, like maybe you have some extra time, you want to engage with Colossians 1 and James 1, you can join me in that. It's given me a lot of hope. Maybe it'll give you encouragement too. And hopefully this will be the first of many videos as we can engage, over this stuff. What does it mean to see everything around us pointing to him? So hopefully this was encouraging to you. Thank you for enjoying it with me, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.